Alright, it's 12:30. I tried to play video games. You know, I was responsible a little bit. Now I'm doing my exercise, which it's an off day. This is basically optional. But I'm just going to do like a quick 3 miles on 3 speed because that's as fast as this thing goes. And essentially it's just walking, but it's low intensity, so it's good for recovery days. Walking and yoga is very good for active recovery. But I forgot that today was Friday, and I actually did my my weigh-in a day early. So hold on. So I am going to show you my charts that I've been keeping. I'm using the Libra app. Essentially, for the last couple months, we had the 30-day fast where I pretty much just didn't eat anything, just electrolytes and water for 30 days. And that is the initial drop that you're going to see. And then you're going to see the similarities on the rest of the facets: body fat percentage, lean mass, and muscle ratio. So those are going to be our primary factors that we're looking at over time. But there's what are the right words here? There's a trend that we're looking for, which is a slow downward slope. In the 30-day fast, it was very much like zoop, and then after we refed, we went zoop, and then it was kind of a level off. Actually, it turned into a steady incline where it was like starting to climb again, and then as soon as we started working out again, you see it go zoop. And what's interesting is you actually see the musculature ratio dip as well. But I think that's just a result of weighing in fasted versus unfasted. But this time I'm actually going to start displaying my numbers, which I wasn't going to do before. Before I was like, we're just going to use body fat percentage, number of pounds lost, blah blah blah. But this time I think I'm going to use my actual body weight and my actual body fat, my actual muscle ratio, which I was already sharing. But the way that I'm looking at it, this is a journey. And it's not going to be exactly the same for everybody. Using ratios is probably better. Using percentages is probably better. But my final goal isn't going to be the same as somebody else's. So somebody else might be my exact same height and weight, and their goal is to get down to 180. They want to be 180 pounds. That's going to look very different than my goal, which I actually have to adjust, because mine is 180 in the app. That's you know, the projected lines. That's what those are. It's your goal weight over time. But that's not what mine actually is anymore, because I don't want to be 180 pounds and skinny like I was 2 years ago. That's not the goal. I wasn't happy with that body. I want to be something like 215, and I want to be muscular. I don't want to be, you know, muscular with all the extra padding, but I do want to be like 215 and muscular. So I've got a significant amount of weight to lose there. But the goal here is going to be not losing mass, not losing muscle. It's going to be reducing the body fat percentage. And during my refeed period, I pretty much ate what my body wanted to eat. During that very slow and steady incline after the refeed where my body was stabilizing, I ate what I wanted to eat. But I didn't gain dramatically anymore after that. It was like my body had a reset, and it did not reset to back to what it was before, which was something like 20 pounds higher than that. But my body did stay steady, and now that I'm working out again, my hunger response has changed. I am eating cleaner, I'm eating more regularly, but I'm not eating maybe as much food, maybe it's about the same amount of food, but I'm still losing weight. So this is going to be a very interesting thing to study over time. And I'm not going to do what we did with the fast, where I'm like day 1, day 2, and just give you updates on a day-to-day basis. I think I'm going to stick to these weekly check-ins, because it was kind of nice not to think about it for a whole week, and just to come back and be like, all right, where are we at? And then to see a big boom in progress. it was nice to see that on the chart. And I've never measured it like this before. Normally I'm a weigh in every day kind of person. And that way I can anticipate exactly when it's gonna whoosh. And you can kind of see every single waypoint, every single data point in that 30-day period. It was a lot more clustered up. But it didn't change that much more dramatically because I weighed every day. I don't think I'm gonna do that for this. So, yeah, that's the bulk of what I wanted to talk about. It was mostly the weigh-in, that we did make progress. I think I lost 5 pounds so far, which doesn't sound dramatic, but I'm putting on muscle while losing fat. So it's probably actually more than that. I think I went down like 2 body fat percentages or something like that, and I went up 2% in the muscle ratio. But this is us not measuring progress yet. This is us getting a baseline. We've been doing this for 30 days. The body has acclimated at this point, which means this is our new baseline. And what happens next might plateau a little bit more. It might be dramatic. We're going to find out. But we're going to stick to the routine. We're going to stick to the diet. We're going to log anything that is out of that range, anything that's out of that goal. If we have a birthday party and we eat cake, we'll just make note. But I'm treating this one like I did the fast, in the way that I'm doing a study. Maybe that's what I was supposed to learn from all those NIH visits. Maybe I wasn't actually supposed to be part of that study. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing my own. Not officially, not super scientifically, but just for myself. Maybe that's the point here. To treat this like we would if we were doing this for a client. And that was the goal, right? I always said that's what I was going to do. I was going to get my knowledge from the certification process, and then I was going to apply it to my own life. And once I made myself my first client, then I would feel comfortable taking on others, because I'd have done it. And that's where I'm at. And I know that the bodies that I'm seeing at the gym don't happen that fast. In order to put on that kind of mass, you have to eat a lot. I'm having trouble getting that amount of protein right now. I'm working really hard trying to make sure that I'm fitting it all in. But it's not just protein, you have to watch everything. You have to make sure that you're not overdoing other things while you're trying to get that protein. So that's what I'm working on. And you have to lift consistently for like a couple years. And we weren't super consistent. I had like a solid 6 months period right at the beginning of the journey, or the led up to the journey. And then I tried to maintain, and everything kind of fell out of balance. Moving back here, quitting caffeine, changed a lot for me. Quitting smoking did too. But it was really, if I had to mark the point of change, it was the reintroduction of tortillas. That's what did me in. But I think we're going to find that by doing this, by treating it like an experiment, we're going to be able to find measurable success. We're going to be able to nail down habits that really work for us. And because I've tried so many different types of diets, I think I have a good understanding of how they affect your body and how they affect energy processing. And I think that I could find something that works for anybody, because I've done it. I have done them. Except carnivore. I haven't done carnivore yet. But combine that with a solid routine, consistency, accountability, and the right touch of energy. And I think there's a solid shot here. I could be good at this. And it might take time to get the physique I want. But I need to be able to say I did that too. That I put that work in over time.